Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be doing bratwurst. I'm going to be using a seasoning from High Mountain. I'm going to be using the garlic and pepper, and I'm also going to add some chopped up jalapenos and some cheddar cheese. I'm going to be using my KitchenAid with the grinding attachment, and I'm going to be using the LEM 5-pound stuffer. So I'm going to try to go step by step on the process that I go about making meat, whether it's jalapeno and cheddar summer sausage or beef sticks. It's kind of the same process, just you kind of tweak a couple things a little differently. So watch the vid, hope you enjoy. Alright guys, first things first, I'm going to go ahead and get these jalapenos chopped up. The recipe I'm going to be using is going to call for about 9 pounds of brats, so I don't know, I think this might be okay. I'm not trying to go for extremely hot because my daughter loves brats, but she hates spicy foods. So obviously I'm going to devein and de-seed these jalapenos, and we'll see how much we get out of that. Obviously, if you want it hotter, leave the seeds in. But I'm gonna go ahead and get these chopped up, and I'll get back with you in a minute. Alright guys, here's the jalapenos all chopped up, deveined and de-seeded. I used 6 jalapenos. It's going to be going into about a 9-pound batch of brats. I'm going to get this put in a bowl and in the refrigerator to cool. And we'll get the pork shoulder out and we'll get on that. Alright, here's the pork shoulder I'm going to be chopping up. This is rinsed off already and dried off, so it is ready to chop up. It's just under 9 pounds. So I'm hoping that after I trim off most of the fat and debone it, it's going to probably be sitting at roughly around 7 pounds. And then I'm going to add 2 pounds of venison, which will give me my 9-pound batch that I am shooting for. So if you like more of a traditional style brat, you do not have to, get rid of the fat trimmings. You can chop those up and grind those up in with your meat. I like a more leaner meat, so I'm going to get rid of some of it, not all of it, but you got to have the fat in there. But some of it I'm going to get rid of, just because I like mine more lean. To each their own. There's no wrong way to do this. It's however you like to do it. But basically I'm going to chop up all this, get it into about 1-inch cubes, and get it ready for the grinder. And another important thing, you never ever want to guess how much meat you are trying to make. So you're definitely always going to need a scale. This is a really nice digital scale I picked up at Frank's Great Outdoors here in Michigan. This bowl, you always want to count, if you're putting it into a bowl, you always want to count for the weight of that bowl. So this bowl is roughly about 1 pound. It's like 15.9 ounces. So, you always got to substitute with what you're putting in the bowl. But always invest in a scale, so that way you know exactly how much ingredients you're going to need when mixing your meat. So very important. All right, I'm going to get chopping this pork shoulder up, and I'll get back with you in a minute. Okay, real quick, here is the pork shoulder, trimmed off some of the fat, not all of it, but we trimmed off some of it and deboned it, and like I was hoping, we were sitting at right about 8 pounds, but with the bowl weighing a pound alone, we are sitting at roughly around just a smidge over 7 pounds of pork. So that's right where I want it, because I'm going to be adding 2 pounds of venison to give me a 9-pound batch. So everything is just is planned. So I'm going to get this all chopped up into 1-inch cubes, and we'll continue to the next step. Okay, here's the 7 pounds of pork shoulder all ground up. I'm now going to add my 2 pounds of venison. I'm going to hand mix this and then run it through the grinder one more time, and I already have the fine plate on there, and then it's going to be ready for seasoning. And I have my casings over here soaking in some warm water, and then I'm going to make sure those are all nice and rinsed out and rinsed through thoroughly before we start stuffing. So again, here's our meat mixture. I'm going to run it through one more time, and then we'll be good for seasonings. And I also apologize that I haven't been able to show you this hands-on, but there's nobody here to hold the camera for me, so I'm doing this all myself, and it just slows me way down when I'm doing it all with one hand. So I apologize for that. But I'm going to get this ground through one more time through the fine plate, and then we'll be ready to season it up. Here's my 9-pound batch. Venison, 2 pounds venison, 7 pounds pork shoulder. This was ran through the second time already with the fine plate. I'm now going to add my ingredients here. This is my High Mountain bratwurst seasoning. That's the garlic and pepper. Then I'm going to also add 6 finely chopped jalapenos with that. And I'm just going to eyeball this, but I'm going to add some Colby Jack to it too. I may use, a cup. I may use, 2 cups. I don't really know yet. I'm just going to eyeball it and then see where we're at. And then you also want to use some water, which just basically will help you thoroughly mix your meat so you're not getting any seasonings clumped up in the meat and getting an inconsistent taste. With the water, it just makes it go smoother and you get the same taste in every bite. So I'm going to go ahead and mix in all these ingredients and mix it in my meat mixture by hand. And then I'm going to also cut off just a little patty. You always want to cut off just a little chunk and maybe fry it up in the pan, just so you can kind of adjust your ingredients and how you like the taste and everything. So I'm going to get this all ground up in here. I'm going to cut off a little chunk to make a patty, give it a little sample, and then we'll be ready to put it in the 5-pound LEM meat stuffer. Alright, here is everything, all the ingredients mixed up into the meat. Got the High Mountain garlic pepper seasoning, and I also added jalapenos and some Colby Jack shredded cheese. I went off and made me a little patty so I can fry up a little sampler, see how it tastes, just in case I have to adjust the ingredients at all. And if everything's golden, then I'm going to get everything stuffed into the LEM 5-pound stuffer here, and we're going to start casing everything. So hopefully everything tastes good and I don't have to adjust anything. We'll see. I'll get back to you in a minute. Alright guys, the taste test was absolutely phenomenal. I do not have to adjust the ingredients whatsoever, which that is a bonus for me. With the added jalapenos in there, it gave it just a little bit of spice, but not hot. The creaminess from the cheese, and it had just the right amount of fat, even though I did trim off quite a bit of off the pork shoulder. I have my container stir stuffed right now with the 5 pounds of meat. I have my casing on there already, and I have the meat already coming out a little bit protruded out just to relieve any air that might get in the casing. But even if you do, you can always poke it once you're all done. So I am now going to case up this 9 pounds of brats, and I will get back with you and show you what the finished product looked like. Alright y'all, just finished up casing the bratwurst here. We got some pretty big brats, so I'm guessing only one of these boys will do the job and fill your stomach up. So we're going to get to the final stage now. I'm going to get these cut up, and we will get these vacuum sealed and into the freezer. Alright guys, so if you're not going to be immediately cooking your brats after you cased them up and everything, you're going to want to vacuum seal them and probably stick them in the freezer, which is what I'm going to be doing now. All I wanted to do was make these up so that way I can put them in the freezer and have them all ready for this upcoming summer. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to be using the Ziploc V200 series vacuum sealer. Works really well. And I buy my bags in the roll, just so you can kind of measure your size and you're really not wasting a bag. So I'm going to probably put 6 brats per package, and then date it and seal it. So there's 2 little stoppers in there that let you know like when the bag is far enough in there. I'm going to lock it down, hit the seal button. The good thing about this is there's a red light indicator up here on the top that lets you know when it's got a good nice heat seal on it. Alright, the light just went off, so we're going to hit these 2 buttons here to lock. And right there, you can see that, there's a nice heat seal on that. And I'm going to measure these up a little bit here. We'll call that good, so I'm going to cut it about right here. See the jalapenos in there. That's going to be a good brat. Okay, now we simply put the bag up to the 2 little stop indicators here. Lock that down. Now we're going to vacuum and seal it, and I apologize if this is a little loud here, but here we go. Okay, now the vacuum is done. Now the red light is still on, letting you know that it's putting another heat seal on the package here. Light is off. Click these 2 down. And there we have it. Perfectly packaged brats. And we'll just give them a label here. Let's see, we'll call these guys all right. Garlic jalapeno cheddar brats, January 20th, 2016. These puppies are ready for the freezer, and we will get these out come this summer. I'm going to get the rest of these vacuum sealed up and labeled into the freezer. So I hope this was somewhat informational for you. If you have any questions, please drop a comment down below, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. So we'll see you next time.